Hey everyone, it is Tammie, and it is time for April's writing update. So just in case the internet is confused and you were searching for an interesting video and you happen to come across me, well, one, I'm sorry. Two, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Tammie Painter, and I'm an indie author. I started out writing historical fantasy based on Greek myths and Roman history, but over the past year I've been making the switch over to, I don't know what you call it, I guess contemporary fantasy with plenty of dark and snarky humor and loads of fun. So that's me. You can click off now and say goodbye, or you can keep watching if you're interested. So April. April was a month. let's just that's it. That April was a month. The first 2 weeks of the month, I was crazy busy. I was wrapping up the final draft to doohickey blah 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 of the Untangled Cassie Black, and that's the third book in the Cassie Black Trilogy. And while I was doing that, because that wasn't taking up enough brain power, I also decided to fix the hardcover cover, the full spread doohickey thingy bobber for those because they were off just a little bit. And I also decided to update the welcome sequence in my email newsletter sign up thing. And I also needed to set up the promos around the release of the third Cassie Black book. So yeah, the first 2 weeks were just like, my brain. But then the end of those 2 weeks came, the book was done, and I sent it off to the review team. Oh yeah, and I was also writing review team emails during those couple weeks. Sent it off to the review team, and yeah, I was done, and it felt really, really weird. It was a huge relief. I have been working nonstop on this trilogy for a year. Prior to that, I was dabbling in and out, mostly of book one, but literally the past year has been the year of Cassie. So it was strange to be done, and that's all I can say. It was like, wow, I'm done, yay! I'm done. Now what? So that's kind of how the third week of April started out. It was just like I felt lost. I didn't have Cassie working with me all day. During one of my goals for April was to kind of get back into writing some short stories, because I've really just pushed short story writing aside just to kind of get these books done and ready for their release dates. So I wanted to write a short story this month. I started one, and then I realized I wanted to switch up the point of views before I even finished it. And then I just felt like, God, I don't feel like rewriting this right now. So then I started another short story, and I did finish that one. It was a big struggle. I don't know, I just felt like when I was writing these, I have forgotten how to write anything that's non-Cassie. So those were tough, but I did get them done. And I still need to do the edits and stuff on them, so you won't see those for a while. I also think I will be, I know, I want to start submitting stories again to anthologies and magazines and websites and stuff. So the stuff I write, you're not going to be seeing for a while. It will eventually, if I can't get anybody else to take it, it will eventually be up on the store and available. So, or I might feel generous and just ask you guys to read it and get your thoughts on it. Never know with me. Things are always changing. I am recording this in the fourth week of April, and I do feel like my writing business head is a bit more on task. So, yeah, until I end up recording these videos and screwing up and then spending 5 hours re-recording the videos. Let's hope not. So, also this month, the first week of the month, I got my first COVID vaccine, and felt fine, no big deal, no big deal, no big deal, no big deal. Then a week later, literally exactly a week later, bam, side effects. And I was like, what in the world? This isn't fair. You're not supposed to get side effects from the first shot. I'm totally expecting to not feel well after the second shot. And but yeah, it was really weird. And so that was a Thursday, and I called the doctor's office Friday morning, just panicking. I'm like, I need an appointment. I don't know what's going on with me. Please see me. Please see me. And so they did work me in. They did reassure me that what I was experiencing was perfectly normal. It didn't feel perfectly normal, but I was scared. Let's just put it that way. I'm generally not a hypochondriac, but when weird things start happening, I do tend to go towards the worst possible scenario. So those side effects lasted, the worst of it lasted for several days. So that was leading into the third week of April. I felt really funky. That didn't help with the, being unable to focus on the writing world. And then also in the third week of April, we had a family tragedy, and pretty seriously unexpected, and still feels kind of surreal, and it's just really strange. And I'm not going to get into what happened or anything, but yeah, it did not, seriously, that third week of April was, and so that is my personal world. Kind of a strange month, yes. And so this week, besides getting my head back together, I'm also trying to figure out what the next project is going to be. And I'm weighing a lot of options with this, and I think I've talked to you about it before when I was doing the, videos. That's what it is. This thing I'm doing now. I feel like my nose is running. What am I trying to say? So in one of those videos for the Undead Mr. Tenpenny release, I was talking about what the future plans are, and I talked about a few book projects I was thinking of. And one of those was kind of a Time Pirates thing, and I think I'll put the link to that video in here so you can kind of hear me babbling about that, so I don't have to cover it all again right here. One of those ideas was the Time Pirates idea, where they have the ships that go back in time and they steal things, and this ends up being kind of a hidden object kind of game. And then the other one was based on the elephant story that was in the circus, which is a true story, but I was going to kind of turn it on its head and make it sort of a fantasy story with dragons instead, and see what I could do with that. So if anyone has any preference between Time Pirates and dragon, let me know, and maybe you can help me decide. As I said, I want to get back into short story writing. I want to start submitting those more and bringing that in. April has been a great month as far as the Cassie Black Trilogy has gone. The Undead Mr. Tenpenny is exploding across Kobo and Apple. Amazon, not so much. I don't know what's going on with me in Amazon. They just don't like me lately. But it's doing okay on Amazon. It's just kind of just limping along. But Kobo and Apple, it's whoa. So far that has been without any advertising, and I don't really like to talk about money, but it is so far, blowing all my other book sales months out of the water. So that is, it is great to see, and I really appreciate any of you who have bought the book. You've really made me happy. Look at this smile. As far as May goes, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna start working on whatever book I end up working on next. I'll be writing some short stories. I'll be getting the launch together for the third Cassie Black book, and I guess that's it for that. Because April was such a weird month, especially because it was so busy at the beginning and it was so weird in the middle, that I normally just constantly read and love reading, but I found it really hard to get into a book. I think I was being super critical about everything I was reading, so I couldn't read. I would get a third of the way through a book and I'd be like, this is stupid. Just chuck it. Like I wouldn't even push through. Like most of the times I will push through, but I just had no patience for anything like that. And it was almost like I just couldn't focus on other people's writing. But what I did do, I read a lot of graphic novels because pictures, not a lot of deep plots. It's what I needed. So in the reading update I'm going to do next, I'll be talking about those. I don't want to fill this up any longer with my babbling because I feel like I've really babbled a lot on this one. So that was April. Weird month. And we got to get through May. I do get my next COVID vaccine at the beginning of May, so fingers crossed that the side effects aren't as bad as the first one. But I'm planning on them being bad. So anyway, get your vaccines. It's not that big of a deal. Yes, it sucks a little bit, but you get over it. You might not get over COVID. All right. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to go do my reading update thingy-majigger book review type. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you guys, and I will chat at you soon. Bye!